Coach, pass rush last week was a little bit hit or miss. How did you see it on film, and what do you expect this week?
No doubt, we got to get much better. And that was a point of emphasis since Sunday. So we've been working on it. So hopefully we get a chance to slow down the run on first and second down, get them to a third and long situation where they got to pass it, and see if we can do a lot better than we did last week.
You mentioned the running game too. How important is it to win on first down against a team like NC State?
It's very important. I mean, they're big up front. They got some big backs that love to run the ball, and so the run game is big for them, I think, and that's something that I think they're going to come out to establish right away. So first down, getting a negative yard play or a minimum yard game will be big because those hitting yards add up, and that third and medium now becomes a third and long, and it definitely changes the play calling.
How much of an impact do you think Russell and Harris being back this week, how much of an impact do you think that'll have for the unit?
Well, obviously Jack brings a lot of energy and some playing experience, and DeMonte, he's long and he's got a great reach. So we're hoping that both those guys will give us a little bit more to the position to get after a little bit more depth. That way, when Randy gets a little bit winded, we can spare him a little bit and get some fresh bodies in there.
Along those lines, how much does it help, at least just to give Randy Charlton some breaks now and then?
Oh, it's going to help a lot. I mean, this game, to play the way that these young men have to play, you have to be able to rotate guys in. And so through the course of a game, we like to be able to switch them in and out and not have to worry about down and distance, field position, things like that. So that's where depth at a position really comes in and helps the team out.
What's it like seeing one of your guys contribute on special teams the way Jaden did with the blocked kick?
Oh, I tell you what, special teams, especially I think field goal block, and Coach Brock says it all the time, I think it's a direct reflection of your team, right? Because, obviously you're trying to stop from getting points on the board. In that scenario, it was, to win the game, it was big. And so those guys, they kept battling, and for him to blast through there, and I must say, great pad level that he had. And so if we can get that on from first down plays, we'll slow down the run a little bit better. But yeah, pad level is important, and then that tenacity of wanting to get the job done, and that's what we saw with those guys.
What does it say for those guys that it's a long day, a hot day, they played a lot of snaps, a lot of stress to come back, and they still were able to get that push on that last defensive drive and then come up with a big play in the front to deflect the field goal?
Well, I think you got to credit Tyson and his crew, in the strength and conditioning part, all the work that the guys do in the offseason over the summer, the hard work, the one more rep, the finishing, the things that they preach, and that's ultimately what you saw. Guys didn't give up; they just kept fighting, kept chipping away at it, and we ended up on the right side of the equation this time. So that was good to see. I think it was good for the team to be able to rally around each other and to build each other back up and finish out with the win.
What do you think about Deontay Anderson in preseason practice?
Well, he's got a lot to learn, and he's got to get in the weight room, get a little bit bigger, but he's a quick twitch guy, and he's definitely a guy that I think in the future is going to be definitely a guy we can count on. We're still trying to develop him with our Thursday night football stuff that we do because he might have to get called on. You just never know in the game of football how things kind of play out over the course of the season.